Look, if you were not able to pay attention and sustain your interest through the second half of the Jaguars game, I will not judge you. I was there. It's part of my job. I made a strict no sugar in the press box rule for myself today. By the third quarter, I was just down in piece of cake after piece of cake, which was good because it ended up being carbo loading for the fourth quarter, where the Texans overcame a 29-10 deficit. The first quarter got off really, really bad. There was an interception by Mills. There was a fumble by by Smith, and then there was also a punt return for a touchdown. So the Jaguars were up 17-0 right off the bat, and nothing through the first three quarters was really inspiring a whole lot of confidence. And then I don't know what the hell got into these guys. The defense has always been good. We know that, but with an offense actually taking meaningful snaps and sustaining drives in the fourth quarter, bam, it was beautiful. Some of the best plays from this. Starting in the third quarter, the very end of the third quarter, Texans are down 29-10, and this was Nick Chubb up the middle. And the one thing that really happened in this drive, the end of the third quarter and on into the fourth quarter, now look at this. We got offensive linemen pushing the pile forward. Something that's oddly been missing from the Texans offense, and I don't know why. So they enter the fourth quarter during this drive. They drive methodically down. This ended up being a 13-play drive. They get down to 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 on the Jacksonville 12. And then this is what happened. Davis, Mills to Jaden Higgins. Boom! My God, Mills all of a sudden in the fourth quarter came alive, and softer zones, whatever. I don't give a damn. I mean, the pass protection, too, if we watch down at the bottom on this one, I think Ursary, the left tackle. I want to be sure I mention him at some point. Very quiet day for Josh Hines-Allen, and Ursary was left alone on him on an island, stuff that in week 3 was getting him destroyed. You got Patterson coming out to help him there. I don't want, this will be for later this week, the strategy at interior offensive line, and they ended up with Jarrett Patterson at left guard and Juice Scruggs at right guard after starting Sau at right guard, and Jarrett Patterson had been on the bench Juice Scruggs and Laken Tomlinson had been rotating at left guard the whole season. Then all of a sudden, neither of those guys start the game, and you got 2 brand new guys in there at guard. And then somehow they ended up running the ball really well in the second half. The 2-point conversion on this one, if this is the first time you're seeing it, you're going to say, no way in hell that's not complete. It was. You're going to have to trust me. His foot was, that second foot got down. And I know right there it doesn't look like it. The other angle, which I can't show because they'll shut the live stream down for copyright. But right there, boom, completely in bounds. It was beautiful. And securing the catch with one arm. That's DeAndre Hopkins, just having the awareness not to try to do anything, not to bring the other hand up to try to show that it's secure, just show that it's secured with wherever it is on your body right there. Man, that was beautiful. So that takes it to Jacksonville 29, Houston 18, 13-play drive. We get to the Jaguars. They come up, and this is the first of many unsuccessful drives. The Jaguars would have 3 unsuccessful drives in this quarter, and there was some diciness. There was some excitement. This first one, Danielle Hunter. It's actually 2 plays. Danielle Hunter, who had 3.5 sacks on the day, plus a tackle for a loss. The tackle for a loss is right here, right off the bat. You're going to see him slant inside. Boom, ETN. And the really cool thing about this is watch him as he, right before the snap, just cheats inside a little bit and then times it up perfectly. And that's as Walker Little is trying to kind of process, there's a blitzer. Okay, I got to get it. And then the very next play, Danielle Hunter on a blitz, loops around inside. And nice little veteran thing of Danielle Hunter here. So he's going to slant inside to his left, but he doesn't just go there immediately. He understands that takes time for these things to develop. It's 3rd and long at this point, I believe. Yeah, it's 3rd and 9. So he knows that they've got time on this blitz. So he comes up straight ahead, holds the tight end, so the tight end can't get out on his release very quickly, then comes back inside. Center just glances. 3.5 sacks on the day. It's a pretty damn good day for a day. It's been kind of a quiet year for him. He's been fine. It's just been a quiet year in terms of sacks. So Jaguars punt. Texans get the ball back at their own 49. That sack helped a lot. And let's see, what was because it was punted and downed. Okay, by the Jacksonville defense. Jacksonville at the Houston 49. Okay, this is. I'm not going to tell you what this is. To Mills. Or excuse me, to Nico. Mills to Nico. And man, he had so many plays like this today where he's just was tough as hell. I mean, and Davis kind of did it to him last week too. But Nico did what he does kind of in some of these games. He just takes over and won't be denied. Nico ends up on the day having 7 receptions for 136 yards. It's kind of a fantasy player special at the end of the first half. The meaningless Hail Mary that Nico caught. Looked like maybe they had a chance at dragging a couple guys, but came up short of the end zone. So we'll jump to, here we go. We've got a Woody Marks in here. Wanted to be sure I got both Nick Chubb and Woody Marks. This drive, this wasn't the long drive. So watch Woody Marks. In the offensive line there especially. You see Hutchinson blocking. Go all the way back. Both Woody Marks and Nick Chubb were a nice duo here. Okay, look at Hutchinson. See Hutchinson coming from the outside down at the bottom of your screen. Fisher seals off. Hutchinson gets up on Gardecki. Little micro hold. Just a gentleman's hold. Really nice job of the rushing attack today. And then we get down to, let's see. That was the Woody Marks one, wasn't it? All right, let's see. Boom, Schultz. And he got held here too. I don't know if they would have called that if they would have thrown that flag. Flag should have been thrown already. The officiating was pretty scattershot all over the place today. Texans get the benefit of a couple things here at some point. Man, but Mills was really, look at nice and high at the back of the end zone. I don't know what got into him, man. That was the best version of Mills in the fourth quarter there. It's kind of like a young Bo Nix he was. It just showed up in the fourth quarter when it really mattered. Let me check the comments real quick to be sure you guys have my microphone on. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Brown. Yeah, you guys are making some good comments here. Man. Let's see. Okay, so Texans score there. The 2-point conversion failed. That was an attempted pass to Jaden Higgins. That was the one that was that the one some people thought might have been interference? I couldn't tell from up in the press box or not. Wasn't a great pass, if that's the one I'm thinking of. Next, so the Jaguars take over. Oh, and this was scary because remember, this whole time you're thinking, all right, the Jaguars have a kicker in Cam Little who just kicked a 68-yard field goal last week. It was weird seeing the field goal line, the red line on the field being dead center on the 50-yard line. You don't see that very often. And that one last week, they said it could have been good from like 72 or more yards. So I'm thinking it got dicey on these last couple drives here. So let's go to the kick return. It was not a great day. It was not a great day for the special teams. It was really disappointing for the special teams. And he gets all the way up as far as he does. Then we get to this. Let's see. Then it ends up being a 3-and-out after this. I'll just put the first play of this in because, for one, okay, Toa took the wrong angle. Toa just can't get it right when he blitzes. So Toa is coming up. He's got to contain the quarterback here. You gotta. You can't let him go Baker Mayfield on you. But who makes a tackle 3 yards downfield? Tommy Togiai. Good job, and good job holding up. You didn't have to. You could have shoved him, but you didn't. That was smart, Tommy Togiai. He made the next tackle as well, and then Azeez Elshire had a broken up pass over the middle, which I know Jaguars fans were probably super stoked about. So they get out of danger there. Trevor Lawrence didn't hurt you too much with his feet. And we get to the Texans take the ball over at their 7. Remember, the score is now 29-24. So with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left, they take the ball over. There's an incomplete pass, and then it's 3rd and 10. We've gotten to 3rd and 10, 3rd and long a bunch of times in this fourth quarter comeback. And there he goes, Schultze. And Schultz had a drop earlier that was really bad and ugly in the third quarter, I believe it was, that they could have gotten out of trouble, but he makes up for it there. And then this is the drive. The Texans went from the Houston 27 to the Jacksonville 38, running 6 plays and 5 of them were runs. And none of them were really highlight worthy, but they were all 5 yards or more. They were just running, and that's the one thing the Jags defense is good at, the run defense. Their pass defense, and as of late, in their pass rush, not so great, but they ran the ball on them. And the Jaguars defense, you could tell, was getting tired out there. They get down to the Jacksonville 25, and yeah, okay. A pass interference call here. And I think I agree with J.J. Watt on the broadcast, who thought, I don't know. Nothing to see here. Moving on. I don't know why you're so upset, bro. That was kind of an advantageous call. We get down to the Jacksonville 14. And now, okay, this is where it got dicey, because we know that the Texans got down to the 2-yard line. And immediately they did what they do. We had a penalty on Trent Brown for a false start. Then they had a penalty on, they called Patterson for the false start. It looked like I saw maybe Ursary and Patterson were both off a false start on that. So it ends up being 3rd and 14 on the Jacksonville 14 with 37 seconds left. Remember, the score is 29-24. 3rd and 14. Davis Mills is your quarterback. Supposedly ran a 4.5 on his pro day. And watch this at the end. Okay, look at Woody Marks. You see Woody Marks there? We've talked about his pass protection and how good it is as a rookie. I'll take it all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so Woody Marks is up at all the way to your right. He's on a route, extends it as he sees Davis is scrambling. He's past the line of scrimmage. Marks turns around and then just seals off, boxes out. Oh, that was beautiful. And good job by Mills turning his back towards the danger. You don't want to. This is one area. It's okay to be a coward when you're a quarterback going in there. Like, he actually managed to not take a substantial hit at all. Didn't take any hit at all. Man, and it's such a good job by Woody Marks. This was just a great fourth quarter, man. I did not think this was possible. There was not one part of me in the third quarter that realistically thought the Texans were going to win the game. When they got down at the in position to score on that first drive in the fourth quarter, I tweeted out, the Texans actually have a chance to make this a game, and I felt kind of weird because academically I knew it was true, but I didn't know it was true. I'd love to say that I always had faith, and no, the 2-point conversion attempt failed. So now at this point, the score is Houston 30, Jacksonville 29. Remember, Cam Little, 68-yard field goal kicker, looms. We've got Trevor Lawrence at the Jacksonville 33. And I'll tell you how much time is left. There is 27 seconds remaining. I believe the Jaguars have one timeout at this point. They'd use it after this play. So you get Danielle Hunter. That's his 3.5 sack. He shares this one with Henry To'oTo'o. This just a nice wipe on the outside. To'oTo'o comes in and cleans it up. It was beautiful. The Jaguars used their timeout, so it ends up being 22 seconds left. 2nd and 19. What do you not want to do in this situation? You don't want to let him Baker Mayfield it, right? We certainly don't want to let him do a Bo Nix or anything. Yep. 50-yard line right there. That's like the 50-yard line is technically Cam Little's number, but like this is in field goal. This is in field goal range. This is 100% in field goal range. And then this is the one, and this was a legitimate penalty. This was a really, really dumb play by the Jaguars offensive lineman. So we see Parker Washington, whose stats don't really tell the whole story of how scary he is, but there was legal hands to the face by an offensive lineman. Who was it? I don't want to neglect him. There was legal use of the hands by Edoga, the sixth offensive lineman, and he had a good healthy grabbing of the face mask and rode the guy down. So that was a legitimate penalty. That knocks him out of field goal range, and then you get what would be the final play of the game here with 13 seconds left. Will Anderson throws either a sack or an interception. They ruled it a sack, and Sheldon Rankins takes it in. I had to chop this up to keep the live stream from being shut down. But if you look at Will Anderson up at the top, getting double teamed, jacks up the tight end, works his way around, and then comes in, gets Lawrence by the ankle, and then, the ball goes backwards enough. Or maybe it doesn't. Where's his hand? That might end up being, I think if I were Sheldon Rankins, I'd rather have an interception. Although that means your buddy, Will Anderson, doesn't get the sack to his credit. Elias Sports Stats Bureau might change that. It was, man, I don't know how much to take from this game other than that they're playing with their backup quarterback. They're playing with a backup right guard, backup right tackle. Guards we went from a 2-man rotation at guard to a quasi 4-man rotation at guard today, and settled in at Juice Scruggs at right guard and Jarrett Patterson at left guard. Maybe Jarrett Patterson's going to now end up being in a rotation at left guard. Maybe we'll have a 3-man rotation at left. We could have a 4-man rotation at left guard. Series by series by series. Jarrett Patterson, Juice Scruggs, Laken Tomlinson, and C.D. Sau. I don't know. None of this makes sense, man. None of it makes sense at all. Last week, this was Liam Cohen after that. Remember, Jaguars redefining expectations, pushing the limits and the boundaries of what football is meant to be. It's like when somebody... it's like when you're planning a surprise party for somebody and somebody blows it. Like, you're so pissed. Man, losing a game like that, that's a rough one. That's a really, really rough one, man. Just a rough way to have to fly home. Stroud is better than Mills, but Mills is still good enough. Yeah, let's not even get into those kinds of discussions. I thought the thing that Mills did a really good job of, he had the bad interception starting off, but he's not afraid to just to needle it in through tight windows. And with some good force too, but not like so hard, not like all due respect to Ryan Mallett who passed away. But remember, Mallett would fire it in, but it was always errant. It's just Mills has these throws at times that are just so curiously off target. In the fourth quarter, he was just freakishly on target. Mills ends up on the day. Well, first of all, Texans were 10 for 15 on third down, 66.7%. They were 4 for 5 in the red zone, something that eluded them. It used to be they get inside the 20 and they turn to dust, and they still did a little bit and still did something with it. 4 for 5, 80%, scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Mills on the day was 27 of 45 pass attempts, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, plus the 1 rushing touchdown, 84.7 passer rating. Woody Marks, 14 for 63 for 4.5 yards per carry. Chubb was 9.4 yards per carry, 5 carries for 47 yards. The run game versus a good run defense in the Jaguars, that was very encouraging, and doing it with offensive linemen that were just, some of whom just got off the bus. Like they went and picked Sau up a couple of weeks ago to put him on the practice squad down at the bus station, I would imagine. And Jarrett Patterson's been riding the bench all week long, or all year long. Ariante Ursari's development from week 3 until now has been extreme, and I think him him having a good performance. I'll go back and, we'll watch the All-22 and all that, see how he grades out. But by and large, when I watched him today and he was one-on-one, he was doing a good job. On some of those Woody Marks runs, those tosses and those sweeps out to the left, he had Ariante Ursary as his lead blocker out in space, and you can see what a great mover he is. Trent Brown, I'm interested in going back and watching because, man, there were times where it was nice having his size out there. There were other times where you could tell, he's a 35-year-old, 36-year-old. He's 6'8", 375 pounds. That's his listed weight. So I don't know what the hell he is. He's a large human being. If we add him into some kind of the six-man dynamic at some point, that could get really interesting, but he's obviously healthy enough to play, and we didn't know if that was the case until today. So, listen, man. Yeah, we get it. Texans are meant to beat the Jags and the Titans. Let's see how they will do with more competitive teams. Yeah. Look. I get it, man. It was a hell of a fourth quarter comeback. I don't even give a damn. What's it all mean? Is this a springboard? Who the fuck cares? That was a ridiculously awesome game to watch in the fourth quarter. That's all I care about right now. They had serious flaws today. The special teams was atrocious. You're going against a team that has a kicker capable of kicking 68-yard field goals. You're not allowed to have bad special teams days, and yet they did. They were starting their backup quarterback. The good side of their line, the right guard and the right tackle, were out. I don't give a damn if this means that they could actually take on the Colts or something. Whatever. It was a hell of a fourth quarter comeback. We'll see. They're trying to suck the joy out of my life. You know how much cake I ate today? The shame I feel over that? Do you know what it's like? Knowing that I just can't keep a simple pledge to myself to not eat any damn sugar in the press box because I was depressed by how they looked in the third quarter. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Bad penalties on the defense too. They gotta quit it with these stupid penalties. I know the Kamari Lassiter penalty, it seems dumb, but it's a point of emphasis this year. You just don't do it. The guys probably watched a video during training camp. This is what the NFL does when there's points of emphasis. You sit in during training camp, and the officials come in, and they show you a video that was produced on Park Avenue about the things you're not supposed to do. And taunting was probably one of those things. So, like that, some of these penalties, they got to figure out a way. They got to figure a way to not let the swarm run amok sometimes. That's all. Boy. Please give me a like or whatever if you feel like. If you don't, you don't have to. Give it a dislike if you want. I don't want to be popping up on your algorithm when you don't want me around. But if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I got to get to bed. I'm going to be up at Champions Golf Club in the morning. It's like a 4-hour drive. I'm convinced of it.